So we start all over?
Yes.
Yeah. I hate it.
Go ahead.
Okay, this is Captain Greedy, and I'm here with my partner,
Wonder Boy.
and we are
crazy about comic books.
Now,
So crazy indeed that we're here with...
I said I was going to do it first.
Oh, you do it. You do
Jesus, Mike.
All right, do it again.
Okay, we're ready again?
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
It's rolling. You just
Yeah,
go.
just keep
Okay.
going.
This is Captain Greedy, and this is my friend,
Wonder Boy.
Big Mouth, Wonder Boy, and we are crazy about comics.
Comic book geek. I never set limits on what man can achieve, so they call me a comic book geek. I love love and beauty and what philosophers say, but I'm a comic book geek. Don't call me a loser, 'cause I'm a comic book geek. 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 I wanna live in a world of adventure. I wanna have the seas of immortality. I want to move across the limits of imagine past the limits to believe that we can be beyond the limits of human. That's why they call me a geek. Oh, well, a comic book geek. I love a comic book geek. Well, I'm a comic book geek. Well, I'm a comic book geek, geek, 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 geek. Well, I'm a comic book geek.
And we have here Chris, and Chris Superman. I forgot this last name. What's your last name?
Dennis.
Chris Dennis, of course. And he plays Superman. He's been playing Superman for a long time. Tell us about your early life and when you first decided that you wanted to play Superman.
Well, I was born in 1967, June 16th, which, of course, anyone that knows the history of Superman would also know that that's the death of George Reeves. First, George Reeves died 59, June 16th. When I was growing up, as a child, I would grab my mom's red sheets, tie them around my neck, and go out and play Superman. Because
Just when you were real young.
when I was real young, yeah.
You were born in Los Angeles, or?
I was born in Orange County.
Cool.
I would run around, play Superman and stuff, and then of course I grew out of that stage, as all children do. We find bigger and better things. I found sports, fishing, and stuff like that. So then I started getting into that kind of stuff. I was about 16, and people kept saying how much I looked like Christopher Reeve, and I was in denial. And
Even though you were wearing the suit at the time, right?
I wasn't wearing the suit at the time.
It's a joke.
I was actually trying to find myself, I guess is what you would call it. You know, because I started doing all kinds of different jobs. I worked for North American Trucking Company. I worked for different pet stores. I worked for Western clothing stores. I've done construction and stuff like that. Then I got into fishing and turned that into a business after I was doing the landscaping and stuff like that. And decided, okay, enough landscaping, it's time to move on to something bigger and better. So I started my own business, and it was basically I was catching fish and keeping them alive.
Like we're down at Santa Monica Pier, or where?
All up and down the coast. I would start up in Eureka, California, and fish all the way down into Baja.
Did you have a boat, or did you go with a bucket?
No, actually,
fish
what we
poles?
would do is I would go off of piers, the jetties, I would snorkel, and basically what I was after were the sharks and rays.
You said you were keeping them alive. Did I
Yes.
hear that right?
Yes, you
hear
did.
that right.
Is what I would do is I would transport them live. I would put them into tanks, and then I would acclimate them and hold on to them for about 2 to 3 weeks, just to make sure that they're going to adapt.
They'd still
just
be
fine.
alive?
Yep.
And then you'd sell them, maybe?
And then I
or?
would sell them to tropical fish stores and wholesalers for aquatic use only.
Not for
when
food.
they built the Long Beach aquariums, they bought some of the sharks that I had. SeaWorld, when they built that big shark exhibit, bought some of the sharks I had. and stuff like that. Sold stuff to people that lived in Florida.
When did you quit doing that? What year?
Up there.
I ended up quitting.
Sounds fishy.
I ended up dropping out of that when Fish and Game and the animal activist people started making regulations. You get the animal activist people in there complaining about, oh, they're catching too many of this species of shark, they're killing them off.
They didn't allow having sex with the fish.
So, no, that's Aquaman's job.
Can you tell us about your mom? Because your mom was like a famous movie star. I didn't find that out until I'd known you for a few years.
Let me finish this part real quick.
Fish
So
story?
I stopped the fishing thing and took up some classes, for acting and stuff like that.
I say
Also
one
did
thing?
some runway modeling.
Now that you said your mother wanted you to get into that, your mother was a very well-known actress
Yes, she
at
was.
the time. Because
Sandy Dennis.
I knew Chris for 3 years before I found that out, I think. And I remember was it Up to Down Staircase?
Up to Down Staircase, Who's Afraid of Virginia?
Did she win an Academy Award or anything?
She won 1 Academy Award and 2 Tonys.
Wow. Yeah, that's really good.
You know who your dad is?
My dad basically was a nobody. He was a plumber for Roto-Rooter.
I have a question. You
Ask him, do you know who your dad is?
Well, did your mom ever do any roles with Christopher Reeve? Did you have a cunning
no.
resemblance, no?
Now you're trying to turn the show into something X-rated, aren't you?
No, I'm just wondering. It's a valid question. So anyway, okay.
No relation.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, let me see. Where are we? Oh.
You're in Superman's
You're in
Fortress.
Superman's
Okay.
Adobe.
Okay, let's see. We got.
So she basically got into doing some theater and stuff, and then she basically started teaching acting and stuff to people that wanted to become actors and actresses.
How old were you when she passed away? She died
Oh
pretty
God,
young.
that was about 13 years ago.
So she saw you as Superman. She saw you starting your career as Superman.
She never saw pictures of me done up as Superman because she was back east, and of course I was here when I started doing that. So she didn't really get to see me as
What year
Superman.
did you start doing the Superman thing?
Oh God, I've been doing it 13 and a half years.
Oh, okay.
So
So you were only doing it for about 6 months before.
right.
Okay.
What was the first thing you did as Superman? Well, wait, you haven't said how you decided to become Superman.
That was
I'm
so
not stopping.
basically what got me into portraying Superman. Well, every time I would show up on set, people were still saying, "Man, this guy looks like Christopher Reeve." And then you would hear someone else say, "If we ever make another Superman movie, we got to hire this guy." So it just happened too frequent with the sets that I was visiting. With them saying, "This guy looks like Christopher Reeve."
Right.
Maybe they're seeing something I don't. So maybe I should just go ahead and don the suit. It would give me a side job to do.
But you already had the love for Superman too, right?
In a way, yeah, because
And this was like-
you never grow out of it. Once you have a love for something as a child,
Right.
even if you push it down, it's still in there.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and that's how it is with me.
What was the
because-
first thing you did where you got paid to be
But-
Superman?
Well, the first thing I did that I got paid to be Superman was probably a convention.
Like a comic book convention, or
No, it was actually a computer convention, believe it or not. Then I get hired to go up to New York for a re-release of Somewhere in Time, where I meet Bonnie. And
What year was this? 2000, right?
that was in 2000.
Right. So you'd been doing Superman like 3
So
years by then?
So then I end up meeting Bonnie, and then we end up going to Metropolis, Illinois. And this is where you get the rest of the solution. I saw the Super Museum up there, and I looked over at Bonnie and said, "Ooh, I want one." And she just kind of looks around and says, "One of what?" And I said, "Just have a look around."
Were you just a Superman at that
I
point?
was.
Yeah.
I was dressed as Superman.
and that's Jim Hambrick's.
That's Jim
Super
Hambrick's
Museum, yeah.
Super Museum in Metropolis, Illinois. The second weekend of June, of course, you guys know they hold a Superman celebration up there.
You ever
Yeah.
think sometimes Bonnie wishes that you had something that was more like the Fortress of Solitude, where it wasn't all this stuff, but maybe just a bunch of ice?
No,
And
I think she actually likes this Fortress of Solitude that we have built together.
Yeah, Superman.
Well,
Superman
speaking Metropolis, you recently got married in Metropolis?
We did. In 2005, we went to Metropolis, Illinois again. Bonnie had no idea this was coming, but during the auction, because I figured that's where everybody's going to be. You got your biggest crowd right there in that one room together. So they did a little memorial thing for Christopher Reeve, you know, where they actually said a few things and then had a moment of silence. And then Jim Hambrick gets up and he says, we have Christopher Reeve lookalike, who's from Hollywood and portrays Superman. He has a few words that he would like to say, which throws everybody off because now they're thinking that I'm going to say a few kind words about Christopher Reeve.
Mm-hmm.
And I stood up out of my chair and I turned towards Bonnie and I dropped on one knee and asked her to marry me.
She said yes.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, how
Obviously.
many hours a week would you say you spend standing out in front of Hollywood? Like, what time do you wake up and go down there?
What time do I wake up? I don't think I have a set time.
Oh, really?
Because it varies, you know. A lot of times I'm out there between 8 and 9, and sometimes I'm out there between 9 and 10.
Mm-hmm. So between 8 and 10, you're out
But,
there.
yes.
And then you
that's
stay
a
out
good
till
way to
about
say it.
5 or...
It varies.
So if you work 5 or 6 hours, how much do you think an average amount of money would be from tips and things?
I really don't discuss that too much,
Yeah.
but
Nobody watches our show.
I doubt that very much.
No, we don't have to talk about that. We can talk
But
okay.
I'm just going to say I make enough to pay for rent, utilities, and build a museum.
Do you get a lot of gay men on Hollywood Boulevard to come up to you? Or
We get a
any
few.
encounters?
We get a
Yeah.
few here and there, you know, but they all know that I'm out there doing my job, and, you know,
Right.
they don't come up and try to hit on me or anything,
No.
you know. However, we have had characters that have been hit on out there by some of the gay people. But,
Really? Which ones?
Crocodile Dundee, for one.
Oh, really?
He was actually approached, and a gentleman came up, and he's like, "Hi, I got this for you." And it was an envelope.
Mm-hmm.
So he opens it up after the guy leaves. There's a $50 bill in there, and it
Right.
says, "Call me later if you want a good time." And there's a piece
Whoa.
of candy with it.
You know what you should have done?
Whoa!
You should have gone up to this gentleman and said, "That's not a cock. This is a cock." And then shown him your super schlong.
And that wouldn't be superhero-like. Put it this way, superheroes never down their outfit while
Never.
they're working. No,
No.
they do not.
You never downed your outfit.
Well, let me ask you this.
Okay. I'm a
If you were
superhero.
if you were out on a sidewalk and a woman is walking by,
Mm-hmm.
let's say she's drop dead gorgeous,
Right.
but there's a huge puddle of water in front of her.
Mm-hmm.
Would you take your cape off and lay it over the water and let her walk across it?
Of course. I'd pick her
Superman
up.
wouldn't.
You pick her up and carry her across.
Well, you could do that,
Right.
but as a superhero,
Okay.
your cape does
Never.
not come off.
Okay.
Your
That's right.
boots never come off.
Right. What about
All
your pants? What about when you have to use the bathroom?
Superheroes don't use that. Think about it. You watch cartoons, you read the comics.
Right.
Do you ever see superheroes in the bathroom?
No.
That's a good
Good
That's
point.
a good question. Yeah.
But I have been in the ocean with Aquaman before and felt a sudden warmness around me.
Well, that's Aquaman.
My name's Geoffrey Patterson. I've collected comics for 50 years. Had a store for 25 years. I got married on TV. We've got our own comic book. I dress up as a superhero constantly. I really try to show my love for comics, and we've got some stuff we want to show you. The shows, you know, we got the TV show, and we got the comic book, and we want to show you some of the stuff we do. It shows our love of comic books.
You bet. We have the best trained military, and my taxes keep it that way.
Of course I pay my taxes. My taxes help to win the war on drugs.
The taxes I pay go to raising the standard of living in emerging nations.
I'm paying to help defeat communism.
Islamic fundamentalism must be contained. Our tax dollars help to do that.
I pay to help our corporation establish a foothold in new markets.
My dad never cheats on his taxes.
That's why they call me a geek.
You know, the new movie has come out, right?
Yes.
Superman Returns.
Yes.
I know you're a little disappointed in it. Have you had any personal experiences around the movie that we could talk
I've
about?
had all kinds of personal experiences around the movie.
Well, now I heard you went to the cast party.
Yes. Actually,
Tell us
we
about
went
that.
to the world premiere right here in
Westwood, right?
Westwood, over at the Village in the Bruin. And then after that, we were all shipped over to the VA hospital, where they held the after party right there on the VA grounds. It was actually pretty awesome. They had set up some rides and stuff like that. They had one of these big fan things that would blow people up into the air so that you could actually have the feel that you're flying.
Wow.
We got to meet the whole cast. We got to meet the producer, the director. We got to meet the writers. We met John Williams,
The composer.
the composer. He was there. Richard Donner was there. Ran into Roseanne Barr again.
Again,
Yeah.
yeah, she's so.
Well, the thing
big,
is
you run
I
into
used
her
to
a lot.
work with her.
Oh, okay.
I've been on her show several times and done stuff with her and stuff, and she always loved me on her show. I did a karaoke contest where I won, and I walked away with a karaoke machine.
Oh, wow.
There was another time I was on her show, and you had to be willing to get messy with food and stuff.
And you guys all had to feed her, or
and
what was it?
Roseanne basically came out, and she picked one of us.
Right.
All right, and I was the one that she picked. She goes, "Let's get the redneck up here." Of course, I was dressed up in Western attire.
Oh,
I had on a black bib shirt, black jeans, and cowboy boots.
that's nice. And cowboy boots.
They always go nice together.
Yeah, can't beat that.
You know. So
yeah.
I was dressed nice. I'm sorry you don't like that.
No, you can't beat it. That's what I'm saying. I'm greedy.
Oh, okay.
So
is what ends up happening is she calls on me, and she hands me a can of Cheese Whiz, and says, "Here, now take this can of Cheese Whiz, and I want you to spray it on your face and make a mustache and beard, and walk over to the stand-up mirror and say what a handsome young stud you are."
she did that with me once, but it was in her
So-
bedroom.
So I
I
did.
had to do that same shit with the cheese whiz.
So I
and
did the Cheese
stuff.
Whiz thing. Then after that, she goes, "Now, I've got another 500 in my pocket.
Mhm.
Would you be willing to let me make an ice cream sundae in your pants?"
And eat it?
So
Did she eat it?
So I said, 500 ice cream sundae. I think you got me beat on this one. Do I get to shower after? And she said yes. So I said, "Here, have at it." So I unbuckled, and she goes, no, leave your pants on." I was gonna leave my pants on.
Did she put her hands down your pants?
No,
and
but
put-
she looked down and goes, "Oh my."
But I heard you had some trouble with Kevin Spacey at one of the parties. I'd like to hear
Well,
that
we
story.
did. Well, let's go on back to the
Wedding.
premiere party.
Nuptials. Premiere party.
We're going around, and we're meeting everybody and getting them to sign my cape, and we got a couple people to sign the premiere ticket. I didn't feel comfortable about pulling out a bunch of stuff and saying, "Hey, can you sign all this for me?"
Did you have the stuff with you though, just in case?
I had a few items, you know, but when we got there, the only thing I felt comfortable about pulling out was the cape.
Right.
Because I figured, well, this is definitely a big Superman item, and they're going to see
Right.
all these other signatures on it. My best chance of getting anything signed would be a cape and maybe a couple posters and some photos. We finally came across Kevin Spacey. We were looking everywhere for him. We had everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
We're just, where's Kevin? Where's Kevin? You know, and there's a couple others that we missed as well. But every time we went to approach him, he's got this black security guy that's with him, and he's doing this to us. No, not yet.
Is that for everybody that was approached him?
It
or
was
were you...
everybody.
You were wearing your suit.
No.
I was wearing a tuxedo.
Oh, okay.
In the Clark Kent glasses, right?
Well, no.
No?
I went as myself.
Now imagine, if you will, Chris, that you did portray Superman in Superman Returns. It was you that played Superman.
It would have been a much better movie.
It would have been a better film. How would you have shown up to your premiere?
I would have shown up wearing a suit and tie.
Oh, would you?
Yep.
Okay. Just wondered.
Disappointing.
Yeah.
Well, she wants me to mention what Brandon Routh said when I walked up to him. Are we allowed to use profanity?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me make a
we were
Sunday in
waiting-
your pants?
No.
Oh. Because I heard Brandon Routh swings that
Well,
way.
he doesn't.
Oh, okay.
That's
Did
only
you
in
try?
your dreams.
Just Bill Singer.
Oh, Brian Singer, go ahead.
Brian Singer. Well, this is Brother Bill, too.
So basically, he was on a platform and he was talking to some people. He had a group of people around him. So I decided, okay, I'm going to wait until the crowd disperses a bit. So I just kind of hung around and waited for a few minutes, and then the crowd dispersed, and he was standing there by himself, and he was looking down. So I just took one elongated step, and I was right up there with him. And of course, when you put yourself in someone's visual realm, they're going to look right up at you.
Right.
So he sees my feet just step into his visual realm, and he looks up and he takes 2 steps back, kind of a hoppity steps.
Mm-hmm.
And he was, holy shit! You look more like Superman than I do.
And you do. Yeah.
So,
Did you have the Superman hairdo going?
Oh, it was Christopher Reeve, sorry. She's always correcting me.
It's okay.
He said, holy shit, you look more like Christopher Reeve than I do.
Do you do anything to make yourself look more... I mean, do you...
No,
is
I
this
just
all
dye the
natural
hair.
and no plastic
Just dye the hair.
surgery?
What color's your hair normally?
Blonde.
Oh my gosh.
Most people don't know that because they know me as a brunette.
Right, I don't think I've ever seen you.
Does the curtain match the drapes?
No. Not on this Superman.
When you heard Brandon Routh was going to do it and it looked like this thing was finally going to get made, were you disappointed at all? Now, this is before you'd seen the movie.
I was
and,
disappointed that they didn't come to me.
Yeah. I mean, because
we
talked about
the thing
it.
is my heart is in it.
Right.
All right. I was disappointed in the movie the way it came out,
Okay.
but I love the special effects. Don't get me wrong.
Go outside,
It was a very entertaining film, you know, with the effects and stuff. But honestly, from my opinion, it needed more dialogue and it needed an actor that wasn't so stiff in the outfit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He just basically looked like he was stiff. You didn't feel any of the actors.
Mm-hmm.
When you watch Christopher Reeve's Superman the movie,
Right.
Lois Lane hanging from the chopper, a chill ran up your spine and you were like, oh my God.
Right.
You know, in this new film, no chills ran up the spines. There's no oh my Gods.
What about when the plane was crashing? No?
You don't feel the characters.
No?
There's really no feeling between the characters. But see, Christopher Reeve comes from an age of innocence.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Superman needs.
Right.
Right? Because when you think of the creation of Superman, you're going back to 1938 when everything was innocent.
Right.
All right? People didn't really curse. Not like they do nowadays. Back then, probably the worst thing you would hear would be, gosh darn.
Well, people were moonshining, though.
And Hitler was trying to take over the world.
Hitler was trying to take over the world
not too,
and
but in
stuff
an
like
innocent
that.
kind of way.
Now,
Holocaust never happened.
now the thing is when you look at all the stuff that was going on, they needed a colorful icon that they can look up to. So they created Superman. And Superman was that colorful icon that the world needed and they were able to look up to.
Right.
When Joseph and Jerry created the character, they had no idea what they were creating.
Right.
You know, look at how long Superman has lasted compared to all these other
Schmucks.
comic
Right.
books and whatnots. I mean, Lone Ranger came out before Superman.
Right.
Do you see his comic book still out there in the market?
It's coming out next month. Dynamite's putting out.
Well, that's
But not
something new.
consistently
It
every
wasn't
month,
a
yeah.
consistent thing. I'm
Right.
talking a steady flow from day
Right.
one.
Right. Yeah. Batman was
Well,
then a year later.
Yeah, but that came out later.
You always be a year ahead of Batman.
All right, I'm talking look before Superman.
Right.
Was there any other comics that still lasting today?
Flash Gordon. No.
Well, Flash Gordon really wasn't created back then, was he?
But not with the popularity of Superman. I mean, his
Right.
comic has never been
Right. Well, if you look at it, there are
canceled.
2 characters in the world,
Mickey Mouse.
and
Superman.
are the most mass-produced characters in the world.
Obviously. So yeah.
When you look at that, there's 2 real big icons, that
Yeah.
people look up to, and that's Mickey Mouse and Superman.
Well, you wrapping up? I'm asking the good shit.
You're great. I'm just so.
Move, get out of my way.
You know what?
Can I leave?
Yeah, get out of here.
Ladies and gentlemen,
take off my shirt.
Take off your. You don't have a
Captain
shirt on.
Greedy has just gotten a phone call. He's got to go save some people.
He's just gonna take his cape off and stay in the middle.
Is he?
I think so. So you wait. So you do like basically a full-time job. You work 40 hours a week, I would say at least, right?
More than that.
More than that. Okay.
More than that.
And you're the most successful hero out there. I would say you're the first.
Well, you said that.
Let's
Ask
put it
him.
this way: I don't consider myself
Don't
to be.
lead the man like that.
I do
I'm
not.
asking.
Just
I do
are
not
you the most
consider myself
successful?
to be the most successful. I consider anybody and everybody out there to be as successful as anyone else.
Right, but some of them are chumps.
Wouldn't the person who made the most money be considered the most successful?
They would.
That's
I
what
think
I
I would say whoever is the happiest.
Well, I'm going to say, that's a good answer. That's a hero answer right there.
Yeah.
Now, the way I look at it is I don't sit there and I don't say, oh, I make more than you.
Right.
You make more than this person or this person. I look at it as if you're out there and you're doing your best and just giving all you got, then you're amongst the top characters.
So when you're out in front of Groma's Chinese and say you come up and we take our picture together and everything, how do you get the money though?
I reach deep into your pockets.
You
Geoffrey,
reach into my pocket without asking
and
me?
I pull out that big wad you have,
Well, that's
and I run the other
easy
way.
enough.
No, I don't. No,
You
actually,
fly off.
actually, is what happens is people come up, and they're like, "Hey, Superman, could I get a photo with you?" And I say, "Sure, we do accept tips, but they're not mandatory."
Good. That sounds
Okay.
good.
And if they want to leave a little gratuity or a little something to say, "Hey, thank you, love the job you're doing,"
But you don't have a cup out there or anything.
I don't have a
No,
cup
that's
out
fine.
there. I don't feel that a cup would be something that a hero should have sitting
Superman
in
would
front
have.
of him.
Right. That's more of a beggar.
All right, exactly.
Right.
All right. However, we do
Like
have
a helmet or
characters.
something turned upside down.
Well, we've got characters out there that do stuff like that, and frankly, it's an eyesore.
Yeah.
Do you want to get a picture with someone that's got a black can in front of them that says tips?
No way.
No,
fuck
you
no.
don't want
No.
that. You want to get a picture of the hero standing on the ground with nothing in front of him.
And a ball of money stuffed
But
down his
you-
pants.
I don't do that
But
anymore.
not a chocolate ice cream, right? No, what was that?
Sundae.
It's a Sunday, chocolate Sunday.
No, it's 3 flavors: chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry.
How do you know?
How do I know? Because she announced it as she was putting it in. And she goes, now, of course, a Sundae isn't a Sundae without whipped cream. And we have to put some nuts on it. And it wouldn't be a Sundae without 3 kinds of syrup.
Wow. How long did it take you to wash that off?
Not
Or did
that
she
long.
eat it?
Not that long. She actually stuck a bunch of spoons in there and told me to dish it out to the audience. And one lady actually started eating it and asked for more.
Superman, as always, interesting story
Pleasure.
to tell and very intriguing person. That's what keeps us coming back. And it's your love,
Thanks, Superman.
love of the game. You're, well, you know, from two of the South Bay's greatest heroes to Metropolis's premier,
World's greatest.
to the world's greatest
Yeah.
hero. We really love what you do and keep doing it. And
Thank you.
you know, next time we come, we do want this place. We want twice as much stuff in here.